Prana is the movement of now, the energy, the Shakti, whatever you want to call it. When you are in the present, you are in Prana. You're feeling the, let's say, sun is the Prana, Om sound is the Prana. And in the scriptures, they say that Shakti moves, she's following the langur, the monkey, the Hanuman. Means prana is the expression of the Shakti. It carries awareness and energy. That's the particle of prana. So, this prana awareness is possible while you're chanting, or during the breath. You feel that when breath is coming in and going out, there is a prana awareness. That's the prana which is moving. This is what we call Hanuman. It's not a kind of entity, but it's because everything, all the five senses functions because of prana. So when you're chanting, you're creating a fire, and if you're aware during chanting, then prana is being formed. You're becoming an energy body. So Hanuman is depicted as sound hum. Om hum Hanumate Namaha. So it's not a mantra as such. When you say hum, it's the prana. It's the pure present. That's where you need to land, into hum, into gum. You understand? We are in the mind, in the linear process, and when you say sound totally, in that moment you are in the present. But we come out with a thought. So, hum Hanumate Namaha. Hum is the sound which will free you from all the mental influences, is the sound of prana. So there are many variations for hum, hum, harim, haram, harum. That is different science altogether, but hum is the main. So when you breathe in, it goes in with the sound ha. If you open your mouth and if breath comes from your mouth, it will touch your tongue and it's making the sound ha. So this ha sound has to be followed in the heart. And then you'll start to notice this ha sound enters the heart also. There it's also making the sound ha. And when you breathe out, you will notice it's very silent sound. You don't make it with your throat, it's just. So becoming aware of this ha, you are entering the energy zone, the subtle zone of cosmos. So essentially, spiritual practice is prana cultivation. The more you are in the present, more your prana is expanding. More you are thinking, it's consuming your prana. So basically, we are connected with the big reservoir of prana which is present, the Om. But it enters our system and it consumed by our thoughts, by our emotions, and by unnecessary actions. Prana creates will, prana creates intelligence. If you high on prana, you will become very wise because you are very present and you can see through. So prana is faster than thought. Thought is fast, but prana is even faster. So this is the purest form of Shakti. Sun is essentially a feminine force. We call it male, but it's a feminine force because it's mothering us, giving us all we need. So Bhairavi is the electric energy radiating out of the Ram, the presence of Shiva. Shiva is not doing. His being here is vibration. This is not Shiva forming. This is Shiva present. You understand what I am saying? It's not an action. It is the presence which is expressing like this. We call it doing. So once you understand that when you're present, when you're chanting also, a point come in chanting, you feel that it is not you chanting, it's the presence, present, making a vibration. That is where you become, first time, established. then you realize you never did anything. It's the present movement of life which is moving. You find your definitions. Essentially, it's you understand the vibration. For example, if you see a smoke rising, you think somebody is doing that movement, or it is just the culmination of elemental energies and this movement is happening. Sound vibration is not a doing. When you're making a sound, it's energy expanding, that's all. So whatever we are seeing is expansion of that presence. It is announcing itself. So this is announcement of Shiva. So movement is Rudra Avatara. Hanuman is Rudra Avatara. He is Avatara of Shiva. Means this movement is happening because there is a wisdom which is making it move, or which is vibrating, hence I am moving. Understand? I'm just trying to explain as easily as possible what it implies, what prana is. So prana is that energy, the electric force which manifests as our five senses, actions, thoughts. So essentially pranayam is controlling the prana will control your thoughts. If your breath is uneven, chaotic, your thoughts will be chaotic. But if you make your breath very, very slow, which I told you the technique, you will see your thoughts are calming down. So essentially control of mind for yogis is control of prana. You don't work with thoughts, you stabilize your prana. So biggest prana which disturbs you other than your own thoughts is your eye movement. That's why it is said that, like in the beginning, you look at the tip of the nose, because eyes become still looking at the tip of the nose. You never look at the third eye in the beginning. You look at the tip of the nose and you become aware of this. So you stabilizing your eyes, so your prana starts to stabilize. So this process of getting in touch with prana, so when you will be saying hum, om is also prana, om, hum. In that hum, you're in the gap, in the pure present. That's what you should trust. For example, mindfuck is going on, you're saying om, hum, hanumate nama. You focus on the hum, which is pure and clean. While you're saying hum, there is no other thought, no? Hum. So that is the crack of prana. Shunya is another thing. That is not even hum, but complete silence. That is total prana of cosmos, with no vibrations. So hum is the sound, if you really work on it, focus on it. So that's, I'll explain you the process, how you can do that, because that will help you in many times when you feel some negative energies or dark energies are onto you. So that's why in India Hanuman Chalisa is very much appreciated. See, for example, people carry the words of Hanuman Chalisa. Actually, the very movement of chanting Hanuman Chalisa is Hanuman. It's not a monkey god or a concept. So when you say Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raj, so you don't focus on the words, but the very movement, very intelligence, which is chanting, that is the pure present Hanuman. So that's why they say, come in the present, be present with the movement, you are with Ram. It is not looking for enlightenment, it is just moving. Hanuman is not looking for something, it is just acting. But what you do when you want something, you stop being a prana and you become a emptiness in the mind which says, give me enlightenment, or give me this, or give me that. But sun is not asking, it constantly is radiating. So that's the point of in chanting, you have to understand that when you are just saying Ram, 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 you start to realize you are creating a fire. Then you start to realize this fire, this present, it's coming out of Shiva, the Chaitanya inside, the awareness inside. When you sing Ram, 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 that is your truth. Like sun, you're constantly expanding. But when we are in mind state, in the moon state, we start to think, I need. And you want, you wait for things to happen. But in present state, you are just For example, when you're really looking at thought, you cannot really desire because you realize you're just looking. Thought comes, even desire comes, and you're looking. That looking is what the sound of your being is. Understand what I'm saying? That look is attention, and it is surrounded by prana, the Shakti. What we want from other people is attention. Why attention? What happens when somebody gives you attention? You receive their energy. That's why we want attention. So, I don't know who was asking yesterday that what to do with the situations where, prana. You're giving attention and it is taken, not returned. So that's what when you're doing mirror meditation, when you're looking into the mirror, you throw out the prana, then you feel mirror is looking back, then you receive the prana back. So this circulation has to be created. Otherwise, this circulation is interrupted in us because of mind, because of thoughts. When you're looking at something, you are throwing out a prana. But you start to immediately think this is a stone and this is made of this. Then from stone you went to carving, from carving you went to khajuraho. But if you are here, prana has tendency, not tendency, it's part of the life. Shiva says a technique that wherever attention alights, then, meaning you suddenly become aware of something. If you don't make words, just keep looking, you will become aware of yourself also, looking. That is prana returning. Is it simple enough or getting complicated? So this is what I am explaining to you is the most refined aspect of yoga and tantra. If you start to work on it, take care of your attention, where it is going. If you can manage your attention, people tell you money management, time management, but I am explaining you energy and attention management. If you manage that, nobody can do anything to you because everything needs your attention and energy plug in where you are attending to, and that's where you're hooked. And if you know how to return your attention back, that is why when you chant long enough, a mind chant becomes your return to your own prana. If somebody is distracting you, you just go into inside saying Ram, Ram, Ram. So what is your attention and energy is now circulating within you. But people want attention. What are you doing? Look at me. So that's where it gets draining. So this prana and attention are anyway not two separate things. It's one movement which is moving, creating, doing, thinking, everything. So when you are aware of your attention thinking, then thinking is not draining. But when you get lost into thinking and stories, then it starts to drain you. And when you are aware and thinking, you will see half of the thoughts you do not need to think, and half of the energies you do not need to participate. So with that being said, but first on the action level, you have to become aware of yourself as prana. Now here is very important point which I recently talked. It is initiating your ego, means ego is also part of the divine. But ego is not part of the divine when you make it a noun. I am so and so. Otherwise, there is a sense of I in the body, but it's not a word. I am. It is a feel. On emotional level, there is sense of I amness. On mind level, you say I am so and so, but there is a sense of yourself as singular entity. This singular entity is not separate, it's a reflection of cosmic singular entity reflecting into you, like sun is reflecting into the wave, right? So there are many eyes, but one eye, which is reflecting into each body mind as this eye. This eye is pure ego in the sense of not psychological sense. You are here because when you're looking, when you're listening, If you ask who is listening, you will become aware this entity which is saying, this is a sound, this is me. So this I, the more you are integrated into it, that's what you say, that person has become a siddha or integrated. Now nothing can move you out of you without your permission. If you don't want to go out, nobody can pull you out. But we have no will there. Anybody can pull us out, drag us out by irritating us, by saying something. You leave your house and immediately get lost into the play of thoughts and energies. So this kind of practice, what Ramana was saying, self-remembering. Self-remembering is you're returning your prana back to yourself. Your attention not at the object, but the one who is looking. There you will see, first you will become aware of a flower, then you will become aware of yourself. Then you will forget the flower. So this is in the beginning. Then again you put attention to the flower, and then you become aware, your energy returns. But integration, what happens is a two-pointed awareness. Once you become very, very established, then every look you are aware of both. Means integration of object and observer. Then you will see, if I am looking at a flower, how I am knowing it is a flower? Because your attention is on the flower. So in that flower, you become the flower. Like Krishnamurti says, the observer is observed. Basically, you are not looking at a flower. You are becoming aware of your awareness as flower. So in the beginning, there is a linear time movement, looking and coming back. But then, if you really become present, as you were sitting quiet and feeling the now, actually it's just one entity. Actions, energies, and awareness. There is no traveling in between. You understand what I am saying? This integrated sense of being is reflected in the mind as I. And then we give nouns, it becomes I am good, I am bad, and all that. Otherwise, it's just present. Present is always kind of movement in the stillness. Things are just forming around it. So that is the first experience when your mind barriers are broken. Then you start to see present movements and thoughts as just the movements of present, dancing. Energies are forming and unforming, and that's all. And at the point comes, even the images and forms disappear, you're left with the pure sense of energy. This is where the bliss starts to happen. You just feel you're just energy. And a further state is when you become aware, you're just a presence. Energy is also your extension. You're just a presence. That is the para. Para, like say, Vaikari, speaking, Madhyama, whispering, or in the mind is Pashyanti. Para is the one who is intending the sound. That can't be experienced. You can experience only what is appearing. That is beyond the witness, the presence. So witness and will are not two separate things. Let's say witness and creativity are not two separate things. Usually we are told, become a witness, withdraw, be indifferent, watch. That is fine. It is also a device, but it's not the whole truth. Because witness is also a vibration, which is action and energy. So when you're present, your energy starts to gather. So the sound hum, or in Ganesh mantra, sound gum, both are prana, both are the pure present. Then you start to see everything you're talking, doing is pure present, dancing. And you think I've said something, but it's pure present, forming forms. You enter another zone, which is a pure dance and celebration. Just pure now energy vibrating. It's electric. It's electric. So this present force is what we are flirting with. Understand? So you might get electric shocks here and there. That's good. Because images world is temporal. It comes and goes. But electric force is always on and it's present. And then comes a trust. My stories come and go, but this is always there. This is where you start to feel that there is no death, because this moment is consistently on. Who will die? You are like a thought which will not appear anymore, but as a being, you are always here. It will not be a thought. You see, people think, oh, I'm sure, I believe I will not die. No, it's just another thought. But once you are into hum or into ram, you start to feel this energy, somehow you feel, is eternal. It's always here. Achaya. Unmovable, infinite, that which one is taking care of everything. This never, the events of birth and death happens into this pure present energy. Various forms appear and disappear. Through prana, it's very easy. With witnessing methods and all that, it's very complex. Because you are swayed by thoughts here and there, and there's lots of sitting still and other complication. With prana, with totality, you just dive into the live form. You don't try to be separate from it, dive into the live form. And in this, they say that if you are total, like in that state, then it's a responsibility of life to take care of you, not your responsibility. Your enlightenment, your everything is now responsibility of the, because you are with it where it is. Of course, it starts to organize your system, because perfect organization is now, but imperfect organization or chaos is past or future, which is generated by our mind. But once you're in present, it's cooking you. What they call it, rare cooking. What they do on grill? Barbecue. Actually, we're being barbecued by sun. We don't even know. Earth is moving round and round and round, cooking us in a nice fire, barbecuing us. Imagine if Earth stops for 2 seconds, we will just catch fire. We will just die immediately. So, such a refined movement, and we think, I wonder if there is God. What the fuck is wrong with you? That everything is so precise in movement and seasons are being created. So anyway, so that's what I was saying yesterday, that ability to see the director in the movie. Then you will jump out on the road and say, Hare Krishna, fuck enlightenment, Hare Rama. Because that is direct connection. Now you look, it's you only. You can't deceive me now with all these ideas. So only a heart can do that, because mind, you'll say, yeah, maybe, what if I'm wrong? What if I don't get my liberation? But point is that cosmos movement is not looking for liberation. Or cosmos movement is not trapped into any bondage. It's our ideas which trap itself. So once the trust happens that no matter what, I am just the present movement. This way, you start to initiate your ego into your mind as a movement of now. Who are you? Present movement. So you have initiated your ego with the present. Shri Ram.